Okay.
Very cool. Alright. I'd like to introduce myself first. My name is Padua, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm going to be running for community chair. I'd also like to apologize in advance, but it's very unprofessional to leave before I can hear the rest of your speeches, but I have a prior engagement for this. I'd like to go through 3 questions in my speeches. Why I want this position, how am I qualified to get this position, and what I'm willing to do and what I want to achieve as community chair. First question is, why do I want this position? Well, I feel that this position is the best suited for me. The reason being is because I'm the product of a whole bunch of community service projects and different things like that. I've gone through daycares, Boys and Girls Clubs, AVID. All of those are community-based and help me out during times when my parents weren't there or when money's pretty low. I've also served over 400 community service hours, that being only in my high school, and prior to that, I've done probably a couple hundred more. I've gone to Catholic school since up until the 6th grade, and since then I've been an AVID student, so that means that community service has been a consistent part of my life. How am I qualified for this position? I was Greek liaison for Alpha Psi Rho last semester, and for this position you have to be able to communicate between this organization and the school, or this organization and other schools, and also this organization between other organizations as well. I've also served on the Student Leadership Committee in Sacramento High School for 2 years, and with that we help out students in need. We started scholarships and other things like that for them. I also established a Key Club in San Onofre, and Key Club helps people develop leadership skills or different venues for personal growth. And also, what would I want to do in this organization? I understand that there are annual and recurring events that we need to do, like the MS Walk, AIDS Walk, Festival of Lights, but I also plan to expand on that and have Philam Fest, telethons at KPBS, and in Seafood City how they have the newspapers. Along with that, they always have advertisements for upcoming events and festivals that we could always go to and volunteer for. And that would cover political, cultural, and the social aspects of community chair.
Time.
The current community person actually felt ill and had to leave early, so I'll be asking the questions in turn. So your first question is, how do you feel about doing community service events with other orgs, and what strategies would you use to do so?
With other orgs?
Yeah.
With other orgs, I've had prior experience as a Greek liaison. We had to establish a Greek week, which is all the fraternities and sororities on campus trying to work together to raise money for the Chelsea's Life Foundation. And that happened within over a span of 6 weeks. But I was part of that, and we were able to come through, and we raised I don't know the exact number, but we raised a lot of money for that. Also with other organizations, I've been to Samahan and APSA, and also in high school I was the Key Club vice president, so I would also have to go to other Key Clubs or other AVID classes and coordinate events. And what was the second part of that question?
What strategies would you use to do so, to work with them?
Most of it is open-ended communication and just showing up. It's better to show face rather than to just send a text message or email, because then that shows the sincerity or how much you want to work with that organization.
So second question. Community service events sometimes lack member involvement. What are some techniques or strategies you would use to encourage member participation?
A lot of that is individual motivation. it also matters on the event. If you're able to pick an event that all the members will want to go to, or not even just want to go to, relate to, there'll be more attendance to those. So that's why I was saying like Philam Fest. It's a really cool thing. Or the different New Years, like they have Lao New Year, the Vietnamese New Year, Chinese New Year. And all of those events, there's free food, a lot of like free things, and you get to experience a different culture with that.
So at this time, we'll be taking 2 questions from the audience. Does anyone have a question? So Lawrence, go ahead.
How will you tackle the issue of indifference to community affairs and use your leadership qualities to promote urgency and activity amongst the general members?
You have to teach the general members that we may be a Filipino-based organization, but the Filipino culture wasn't just established on its own. We have many different Spanish influences, Japanese influence, American influences, and we have a very diverse general body. So if you're able to bring someone from that background, say it was a Japanese event, bring someone up there in front of a general or the general body meeting, then people will be able to be, people would rather have their back, you know, and help them out.
We have room for one more question from the audience. Go ahead.
Community service is a very important thing, and I think, in my opinion, everyone should be a part of. But sometimes, you know, when you do the AIDS walk, you do the MS walk, you know, it's really important, you know, those are good events. But sometimes people just aren't interested in those specific events. How are you going to accommodate for other people's choices and for, like, you know, what they want to do, and so on? Well,
through the Samahan Constitution, I learned that you have to have political, social, and cultural, I believe, for the community. With that, you could have a very like a diverse set of events, and with that, like, if you want full attendance, then you would have to try to encompass all 3. But if you want different groups of people coming out, or people who haven't come out before, then you would pick certain events that would, say, for social, you could pick the Philam Fest to help that. Political, JFAB would work for that. And you just have to target the different like demographics of the general body.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's all. Thank you.